Hey guys, thank you for stopping by my channel today. I welcome you all subscribers, new subscribers, and those that are just going to be passing by today. I really appreciate you for stopping by, and I just want to say thank you very much for the last time. One more time. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, recently there's something Google brought to my Limerence. When I saw it, I felt like, have I seen this before? Then I went further to cross check and to confirm, and yeah, Limerence is something that is common among everyone. It's something that is common among mostly teenagers and people with dysfunctional attachment style and young adults. Why I say mostly teenager is because they are still finding their values, they are still developing themselves. So yeah, limerence tend to occur mostly with teenagers. Also, it happens with adults and young adults with dysfunctional attachment style. So what is limerence? Limerence is a feeling that can be confused with love, and the very funny thing is the first phase of limerence can usually not be distinguished if you're feeling limerence or if you're feeling love. Limerence is an obsessive feeling you have towards someone. It is a feeling of attachment you have towards someone else who is not reciprocating your feelings, and the person you're having these feelings for is mostly called LO, which is a limerence object. So mostly you tend to have this overwhelming infatuation towards someone that is not reciprocating it back to you. That is where you can consider a feeling as limerence, because limerence has the same factors, the same it looks like love, really. The way you fall in love, that's how you fall in limerence. You tend to think about the person all the time. You tend to want to be around the person. The person makes you happy, and that is also similar with love. But now, in a limerence feeling or during a limerence phase, the limerence object might not be aware of your feeling. The limerence object sometimes might not be able to reciprocate your feelings, and that is the difference. Love connection, right? When you feel this way towards someone, it is usually with someone who you've developed a connection with. It is with probably a love partner. It is with someone who knows how you feel. It is sort of mutual. But in a limerence situation, it is just you fantasizing about someone else. And there are stages to limerence. When you tend to fall into limerence, you have 3 stages. It starts from the infatuation stage, then it generates into the crystallization phase, then it gets to the deterioration phase. What happens in the infatuation phase is where we tend to feel like we're in love, but we're not in love, right? So in this infatuation phase, you tend to think about this person a lot, you tend to fantasize about this person 24/7. Like sometimes it can even come between your daily activities. When you're feeling limerence, you are just so into this, you tend to have intrusive thoughts and all, and now it can feel like love, right? But then rather than the love fading away, it then gets to a point where it gets to the crystallization stage, where you idolize them, you put them on a platter of gold, and you feel like they need to complete you. You feel like your limerence object needs to complete you. You tend to fantasize about them and think that without them your life isn't complete. That is where it gets out of love. This is where you can identify that, oh, what I'm feeling is not love but limerence, because now you're not into this person, you're not connected with this person by personal values, by any sort of connection, just infatuation and obsessive thought. So that is, at this point, you can then reduce that, oh, what I'm feeling, it's not love at all, because you share no similar value with this person. You want to be with them regardless if they share the same value with you. You want to be with them regardless if they are going to hurt you. You want to be with them regardless anything they do to you, just because you have this obsessive thoughts and feeling towards them. At this point, you can categorize your feeling as being a limerence feeling. Then after the crystallization phase, you get to the deterioration phase, where you tend to be filled with disappointment and hurt when you realize that, oh, I can't have this person, I'm not going to have this person. So you tend to move on, right? And when you tend to move on, it comes with a different feeling of loss. And the very funny thing is, feeling of loss of something you never had in the first place. So in the deterioration phase, you tend to have this feeling of loss, feeling of abandonment, all those other feelings that come with losing something you value. And the very funny thing about this is that because it is not a real feeling doesn't mean that you don't have to express negative emotions. Feelings of breakup also manifest in this phase of deterioration because you thought you like this person, you've obsessed over them, you've had sleepless nights because of them, you've missed your meal because of them. So when it doesn't work, it tends to hit you really bad. And now here is the problem. There are some of us who are Limerence in default. We just tend to obsess over people rather than wanting to connect. And why is this? This is because of an unmet need which we have during childhood, or probably a dysfunctional attachment style. These are adults who have dysfunctional attachment style that wants to feel connected to someone, that wants to love and be loved with someone, but realistically and deep down they do not want reconnection because of fear of abandonment. Alternative way to do it is to form this ersatz emotion where they tend to obsess over people they cannot have. It could be even someone on TV, it could be a basketball player, it could be someone above your social status, it could be a teenager to a teacher. For adult, it could be anyone, but the point is, this person, your Limerence object is out of your reach. So because of that, they always tend to fall in Limerence with someone that they cannot have because they know they can't have them. So they obsess over them rather than try to create real connection with people. And this causes hurt at the end of the day. And basically, falling into Limerence comes with a lot of mental problem. It tends to reinforce your thought of not being it tends to reinforce the thought of you not being able to love someone. It tends to reinforce the thought of not being able to receive love from someone. And sometimes we're not even aware of it. This is something I have felt myself as well, where you tend to obsess over someone you do not have anything, you do not have any connection with. You just love them because you feel like, okay, they are going to complete me in this my social aspect of life, or my financial aspect of life, or education. And you just tend to want them because of a need. And it is majorly about the rush of euphoria and the lust and the chase. Sometimes when your Limerence object, let's say, okay, let us do this, you realize that the emotion tends to die down. You realize that you don't even love this person as much as you thought you did. You realize that you don't even want to do this with this person anymore. But the more the people or the Limerence object is out of reach, the more you obsess over them. That is why it could be as a form of dysfunctional attachment style, or it could be as a form of unmet need as children, because you want this connection, but you have this fear of abandonment. So you do not just want to go for reconnection, because reconnection means you facing your fear. Real connection means you being vulnerable, and we do not want that. So rather, we tend to go on Limerence on default. So if this is common with you, well, you can just start from here and being conscious about the people you go after. You can start from this point and being conscious of your feelings. When you realize that this person you're going after obsessively, tend to sit back and ask yourself, why do I feel this way towards someone that has not been a significant aspect of my life? Why is this person so important to me when they have not really made any real-time significant effort or effect in my life? Why do I love them? Am I infatuated by them? Or am I just in Limerence? So this is basically how Limerence works. So if this is your default attachment or way of loving, and you feel like, oh, no one loves me, I can't get love, that is because you're feeling the wrong emotion towards the wrong people. And most time, this Limerence object do not reciprocate the love back. But even if they do reciprocate the love back, I am 80% sure that relationship is going to fizzle out and die, because you're there with the wrong intent. you're there. You can't compare. The way you treat people is a manifestation of your thoughts. So the way you're going to treat the relationship and handle the relationship, the energy you're going to use, or the energy you're going to use to come into the relationship, is definitely going to be toxic. So however you want to think about it, Limerence is not a healthy form of connection or a healthy way of going into a relationship with anybody. If this is your default pattern of love, or pattern of getting in, or pattern of emotions, or pattern of connection with people, and after so many years you have this feeling of no one loves you or you can't be loved, well, I think you should consider talking to people and evaluating your thoughts, because there are no significant research, or there are no significant method in which a therapy can diagnose or treatment for Limerence patients. So this is on you to work on. If this is your default style, check your attachment style. Check why you feel this way, especially if you're an adult, because if it happens with teenager, we tend to understand that, okay, they are forming their values, they are in their foundational intersocial stage. So these are things that they are forming there and they're not really clear about. But the moment you come into adulthood and you have this as a default style, or you have this as a default way of loving or obsessing over people, I advise you to look into it. Write down your emotions, ask yourself questions, because we all deserve healthy relationship. We all deserve love in this one life that we came to. Thank you for sticking around with me today. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I have felt this. This is something that is also common with me. It's not like I'm not talking about it because it is something that's wrong. I'm talking about it because it's something that is common with us and we don't even realize that this is what we are feeling. So let me know in the comment section below. Have you ever felt Limerence towards someone? Have you thought that you were in love with someone? Have you been so obsessive about someone? What was the outcome? Was it really love, or were you in Limerence? Thank you very much for sticking around with me today. Bye. See you some other time, guys.